The Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog has got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code HGP. Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast. I am your host, Brian Gilbert. Joining me as usual is the one and only Joel Meyer. How are we doing on this Monday, Mr. Meyer?
Well, as I was just telling you, I slept in so long that I managed to miss a 1 p.m. start time for our stream here. Because it's because I was on a bender, as I want to do. Try to kill the pain this time, though, so it wasn't entirely for illicit reasoning. It took a lot, but I finally managed to do it for at least a little bit. I was awake for 48 hours straight, and then last night I paid the price. Just slept for 12, 14 hours, and I slept for 2 more. It's been that kind of weekend, and here I am, just showing up for a podcast I am not ready for, but that's the way she goes around here. How are you doing? Hopefully not nearly as eventful.
No, not nearly as eventful of a weekend. I don't know the last time I stayed up more than I get like 36 hours, and then I would need something much like you need something, I'm sure, to stay up for 48 hours.
36 hours is pretty good.
I get to like 36, but like now that I like, especially you're out of work, it's like, all right, I'll just stay up. I'll sleep when I can. So it makes sense for you. But now, back to work part-time. I got to be up at 9 a.m. So can't really do that anymore. But I enjoy that while you can, because whenever you can't do it, you're like, oh, I wish I could sleep so much longer. So no problem missing the start time. Still starting here, around 5 Eastern. I am going to the Flyers game tonight. So planning on getting this done relatively quickly by 5:45, 6. Give me time to get down there. Yeah, I was at the Flyers game on Saturday. Big 2-1. Such a boring game against the Minnesota Wild. It's such a boring team to watch. Just a very low event hockey after a boring game before that for the Flyers against the Jets. So good win there for the Flyers. And then we had some football yesterday. Eagles got back in the win column against Carson Wentz, throwing some touchdowns to the Eagles once again with the pick 6 there. Now we're back here ready to go.
That's right. I didn't even think about that. Carson Wentz going. I guess it was in Minnesota, but still playing his old team. I didn't even think about that. I was watching.
Yeah,
I was definitely supporting the Eagles because need that win that fucking division.
Well, isn't everyone else under 500 now in that division? Like Washington, Giants suck. Like Dallas, it's the Eagles division. They're probably huge favorites right now.
I think technically Dallas are exactly 500 because 3 wins, 3 losses.
They have that tie. I do keep forgetting about there. Yeah, that was Eagles minus 260 right now. So yeah, that's fairly comfortable there to win the division. All right, top of the show. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube. That's where we go live. That's where you get the information first. Subscribe there, like and comment. Ring that bell so you know when we go live. And leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. We have a new one here that includes a quote that Joel has to read. So I'm going to find a way to get that to him. Maybe I'll screen share it and have him read it or something to make it easy for him. But leave a 5-star rating and review, and we will read it here, one of us, at the end of the show. Follow on Twitter at HockeySGPN and get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. And of course, NBA is coming back this week, so make sure you check out the NBA Gambling Podcast for daily picks and podcasts. Tune into the NBA Gambling Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, let's just get right into things here, Joel. Over the weekend, you didn't prepare for Saturday's show either, and you must. I don't know if you were. Let me throw this up here on the screen. I don't know if you were out, like just dying for a Slurpee. You went 7-Eleven. Is 7-Eleven a thing in Canada? Does that does that hit there? Okay.
It is a thing.
7-Eleven down 85-19. I went 8-7, up 17.62. My first positive show of the day there. Just a few highlights here. Edmonton Devils, that went over fairly easily. A 5-3 Devils win. Dallas lost in St. Louis there, I believe they were playing. That was a tough one.
Wait a second.
Did I mix something up?
Oilers Devils, you had the under.
Yeah, I put a loss.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm not paying attention.
All good. Seattle came through for both of us. Had them on the +1.5 and on the money line. They won that one in overtime in Toronto. Our Mariners need to get it done though in Toronto tonight. Did you see? You see Vlad? You probably didn't see it. Vlad Jr. entered the stadium in a Maple Leafs jersey. So that's quite the choice there. It's bold. It's bold.
For Game 7.
That's Game 7. Tonight's game.
Oh no,
they're
definitely losing.
That's huge there. Montreal was a loss. They played the Rangers on the road there. Nashville, Winnipeg, boring game. Winnipeg won 4-1 for the under. Flyers got the win. Columbus got the win over Tampa Bay. The Boston +1.5 didn't work out in Colorado there. Canes Kings, that was a high scoring game as well. Canes did win that one in overtime, stay undefeated. Vegas puck line, pretty easy there against the Flames, 6-1. Then Pittsburgh won, but did not go over. San Jose did not score a goal, despite, from what I read, it looked like they probably had their best game of the season.
Yeah, I'm not going to belabor too much here. It's I thought I had the Boston puck line for some reason. No, I didn't, and thank goodness, because Avalanche stormed Boston. I'm not gonna go into too much here. Just gonna whine a bit about the Kraken Leafs going under 6.5, despite having like 7 expected goals.
It went over.
It was under 6.5. Did I say over?
It was a 4-3 final.
Terrific start. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm saying, why did it go over, given the amount of expected goals? And I messed that up too. There was like 5 expected goals at most in that game. There was nothing going on at all. Somehow it ends up 3-3 overtime game. And then Pittsburgh, San Jose. That's the game that was like supposed to be goals galore, and they were supposed to be goals galore if you look at the underlying numbers, but that's the way she goes. You have to actually put the puck in the net, and sometimes you get a hot goalie. So yeah, we only had 3 goals in that game somehow, and that's the one that hurt because I kept betting that one drunkenly. 5.5, 4.5, 3.5, and of course it ends up at 3. So yeah, horrible day, and I ended up just contributing to my misery with chasing losses, which we never advise someone to do. God bless the CFL, though. Got Argos over barely with a garbage time touchdown. But yeah, it's not a good day. College was also very bad.
Yeah, Penn Sharks total expected goals were 3.7 to 2.8 overall, and in that Leafs game it was about 2 each. So yeah, two. That's how it goes though. Sometimes with hockey, it's never as easy as it thinks, as it looks, which is not easy. Okay, let's any news over the past few days we should hit on before we get into Tuesday's 10-game slate here. I'm trying to think if there were any sort of injuries or Mark Stone week to week as of an hour ago. Of course he is. He always is hurt there for the Vegas Golden Knights. Don't really think any other thing really. Tom Wilson went after Philip Hedl with a big hit. No discipline there. Philip Hedl is out, but that's the first game on the docket. So let's just get right to that on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We got the Vancouver Canucks -120 out of Pittsburgh Penguins +100, over 5.5 -130 with the under 5.5 at +110. Joel, can you get a read on these Canucks yet?
No, not at all. They are the Vancouver Canucks of 2023, apparently, when they kept winning these games despite not playing well. And eventually they started figuring things out, and then they started playing well. And that's how Rick Tocchet won Jack Adams. That's how the Canucks won the division. That's how they almost put the Oilers out of the playoffs in Game 7 in round 2. So yeah, it's very familiar vibes to that season because the Canucks are not playing well at all, but they're winning these games on the road, no less, and against good teams too. The Stars, the Blackhawks, I wouldn't say are good, but they're playing better right now, given that. And then the Capitals on a back-to-back with hardly any rest there. So yeah, they were outplayed again in Washington, but they came out with a victory. Demko's playing like he was a couple years ago. The Penguins, meanwhile, they're coming back from California. They've had a day off in between, right? Their last game was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be decent. They only played 3 games out west anyway, so nothing too bad. And the Canucks at least are in the area, so there's not much rest or travel advantage here. I want to favor the Penguins again, but they're playing better right now. And until they start to show the wear and tear I expect as those old bodies get older and accumulate more of the damage that you experience over the course of a season, I don't want to get in their way right now. So this is a game where I don't want to take the under either on a Penguins game. They would definitely get me back for talking shit about them not putting the puck in the net just a minute ago. So this is a game that I'm not going to be betting. I don't think. I think it's I don't have a read on it, and I think the line is just about right considering the Canucks are they're a bit fugazi right now.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd have any play on this. I'm just putting 10 puck bucks on the Penguins there at even money. Just looking at the underlying numbers, expected goals 4%. Canucks have the 5th worst. Penguins have the 7th worst. A bunch of travel for Vancouver too. This is their 4th game in 6 nights, all on the road. Dallas, Chicago, DC, up to Pittsburgh. A little worried about Pittsburgh coming back from the West Coast there, but they had days off between all of those games. Another day off here Sunday and Monday. So, they'll have 2 days off. I think they get it done here at home. But, Canucks are tough on the road like they were last season. I think they were better on the road than at home for a portion
Much
of that.
better.
Yeah, so going to go with the Penguins here, plus 100 for just 10 puck bucks there. And I can't really get a good read on either of these teams over under wise. I would probably go to the under, especially what's that? Plus 110. Yeah, Pittsburgh can play a low scoring game. Not sure how the Canucks are going to be. Canucks have a bunch of injuries now too. Lekaramaki's out, Heedle's out, Hoglander's out, Brock Besser is day to day. I think he left the team for some personal issues. So not really going to see who's going to be scoring on either side. So 10 puck bucks on the Penguins and a look to the under. Okay, down to 7 o'clock again. Got the New Jersey Devils plus 102 at the Toronto Maple Leafs minus 122. Over 5.5 is at minus 130. The under 5.5 is at plus 110 here. Leafs are an interesting team here early on because they have not been scoring too much. And what are they on now? 3-2 and 1 here. Leafs coming off a overtime win to Seattle. Overtime loss to Seattle, win against the Rangers before that. But they had their 7 goals against Nashville. Besides that, haven't scored more than 3 since the home opener. Devils, though, they've been on a roll ever since opening up with a loss in Carolina. I mean, 5-3 in Tampa, 3-2 in Columbus, 3-1 against Florida, and then 5-3 against the Oilers there. So only way I can possibly look here is for the Devils as a dog here. Not trying to see if there's any key injuries. Not really on either side that we haven't touched on. So, give me Devils plus 102 here. Just do 10 puck bucks on that one again. Not going to play a side on the total, though. If anything, I would take the under.
It's 2 teams that are trending towards the under, even though they both played over games in their last one. Devils have one of the best penalty kills in the league. Leafs have one of the worst power plays, so definitely a match advantage there. Devils power play remains pretty hot, and the Leafs are they're struggling to generate offense, like you said. We've been mentioning their expected goals in the last game against the mediocre Kraken. And they're not exactly outperforming those either, most cases. So they're playing well under games, and that's exactly what I expect here. Devils are, they're a fun team to watch still, even under Sheldon Keefe, but they still play good defensively, and then you get some good goaltending from Jake Allen and Stolar's and on the other side. So the under 5.5 would be the look, but it's not a game I'm rushing out to bet here. You know what? Give me the Devils plus 102. I think that they're still the better team, and Toronto have been limp, to put it nicely. So, give me the Devils to to torch Toronto. Maybe the Blue Jays win tonight and the Leafs are out partying with them, and then they show up hungover. So hopefully that doesn't happen for our Kraken's, for our Mariners' sake. Excuse me, but it's certainly a possibility. But yeah, give me the Devils money line and the under, both with just 15 each.
All right, that's the Devils Toronto under 5.5 plus 110, 15. Okay. All right, sneak one more in here before the ad break. Seattle Kraken plus 220 at the Washington Capitals minus 270. Puck line Capitals minus 105. Kraken minus 115. Over 5.5 is minus 130. Under 5.5 is plus 110. This is going to be a back-to-back for the Kraken. No one confirmed tonight, but it should be Joey Decord, which means it'll be Matt Murray is apparently their backup tomorrow in Washington. Last season on the second half of back-to-backs, Seattle went 0-12, scoring 1.33 goals per game, allowing 4.08. Last year, Washington won 3-0 and then 4-2 against Seattle. Washington coming off a game that they should have won against Vancouver. They've been limiting teams to 24, 14, 19 shots on goal. Kraken playing a lot of games on the road here, a lot of overtime games in Philly tonight, in Washington tomorrow. I think the only way you can go here is Washington. Puck line is tough because Seattle has not lost by 2 yet this season, but I think it's probably worth it. Minus 105 against Matt Murray there. I will put 21 puck bucks on the Capitals puck line. As for the total, Kraken are an over team. Washington's kind of an under team, so gonna pass on the total there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, why the hell are the Kraken so big dogs after what we talked about last show against the Leafs? Yeah, that makes more sense with them on the back-to-back, even though they will have the better goalie. Because Grubauer tonight, you said, right?
Oh, no, it's Joey Decord tonight. And apparently, goalie post says that their backup is Matt Murray, which I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Well, if so, it's better than Grubauer, who once again shit the bed.
Daily Faceoff says Grubauer is the backup, so I don't know.
Interesting. Well, that's important to know because I didn't want to back Philip Grubauer to make me toast in the morning. So it's not something I want to be betting on a sleepy Monday afternoon.
I mean, Grubauer has to be the backup. He started the only other game this season.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. It's not like he kicked his ass to the curb right away after that. But yeah, it's just too big of a number. I know that the Capitals are a bit stung after that loss to the Canucks, where they were the better team. And who knows what's going to happen tonight with the Kraken, but plus 220 is a lot. But yeah, it's certainly not something I can really bet now, considering the circumstances in net for Seattle. And who knows, maybe they'll be celebrating a Mariners win tomorrow night. So yeah, just give me the pass. Yeah, zero big bucks on the pass.
All right. We are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That is mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. No juice on most of those prices there at Novig since it's an exchange. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend just $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Oh boy, here at 7:00, we got the San Jose Sharks plus 180. They're on the island. They're on the island. They're the Sharks attacking the island. Islanders minus 218. Islanders puck line plus 120. Under 6.5 minus 118. Over 6.5 minus 102. Joel, will San Jose finally get its first win?
You know what? This is a great opportunity to back the Sharks, considering the line is so high once again, as it usually is. But they've been feisty in these games. Even that loss to Pittsburgh, they should have scored at least a couple on Pittsburgh's net. But they're still getting disrespected. And the Islanders, I don't know what they've done to deserve being $2 favorites against anybody. So yeah, first game of a road trip. Sharks would like to come out firing. So yeah, I really like the Sharks at plus 180, and I like the over 6.5 because if the Sharks are winning, it's not because of their elite goaltending, their elite defense. No, it's because they're outscoring them. So I think that's correlated. Give me the Sharks and the over. Even if you don't bet the Sharks, I think the over is a good bet because I do think that we'll see goals in this one, considering the depreciated state of the Owls net mining, as well as their defense isn't quite as stout as it used to be. So Sharks money line plus 180. Give me 15 bucks and the over 6.5. 20 bucks on that as well.
All right, 15 bucks and 20 bucks there. Yeah, I'm going with the Sharks here. Plus 180. Islanders have won the past 2 games, their first 2 wins of the season, but got outshot 33-23 in Ottawa, 1-goal game there. And I think it was the Senators back up in net, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Allmark. So, good for them scoring 5 there. 4-2 win over Edmonton, got outshot 33-25. San Jose, should have scored there against the Penguins. Now had 2 days off, heading out east on their first real road trip of the season. I think San Jose here plus 180. Maybe it goes a little bit higher after we get Sorokin confirmed for the Islanders. But yeah, I'm not backing the Islanders at minus 200 against anyone. I mean, I guess the Sharks maybe on a back-to-back or the Blackhawks on a back-to-back, but I'll take the Sharks here plus 180, throwing 10 bucks on them. Also just want to point out that I didn't realize till last night that Matthew Schaefer is now the favorite for the Calder Trophy at plus 200. Demidov is down to plus 370, which I think is crazy. I understand the path, but 2-1 is just way too short for Schaefer right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I went fairly in depth into the Calder stuff and the Meta Awards betting last show, I think it was. So, yeah, this early market movement doesn't mean too much. Maybe just takes off, runs away with it, doesn't look back, and he's the obvious Calder winner, but that seldom happens, especially when you have so many other quality candidates in the mix already.
Yeah, now's the time to get your long shots in, and then, once we get to the new calendar year, you can start whittling them down. All right, down to 7 p.m. again here. Got the Edmonton Oilers minus 135 at the Ottawa Senators plus 114. Over 5.5 is minus 135. Under 5.5 is plus 114 there. Identical lines for the money line and total. Edmonton, end of a long road trip here. This is going to be their 5th game on the road, 3rd game in 4 nights after losing 3 straight. Going into Ottawa, coming off that loss against the Islanders, beat Seattle in a shootout. Before that, without Brady Tkachuk now, of course, but he seems to be the only injury for Ottawa. Edmonton looks like they are mostly healthy. Kasperi Kapanen left last game, but nothing really too important there for them. I think you just got to go with the Sens at home. Edmonton, 3rd game and 4th night, as I was saying, they just want to get home at the end of this long road trip. Edmonton has 1 more home game after this. They played well last game, outshot them by 10, lost by 1. So give me Ottawa here plus 114. I'll put 20 bucks on that one. Doing a lot of dogs today so far. And as for the total, 5.5. I gotta take the 5.5. Over 5.5 minus 135. Neither of these teams has been defending well, and even in net, Allmark hasn't been up to stuff. So over 5.5 minus 135 for 27 bucks there.
For myself, I have to note that the Oilers have been playing fairly miserable hockey over the course of this road trip, and even before the road trip, they weren't playing that great. They dominated the Canucks, I guess, but other than that, I haven't remembered really any powerful, overwhelming performance. Sens, on the other hand, they've been playing pretty good hockey as well. They're 7th best in terms of expected goals for percentage, even though Brady Tkachuk the last few games. And I think they've deserved a little bit of a better fate than these results have given them. So you're getting them at home as a dog, plus 114. When you mentioned the rest advantage for them and the Oilers' fact that they, last game of a road trip, just want to get back to their cold, wintry, oily beds. Give me the Sens plus 114. And the total, though, I think I'm going the other way than yourself. Give me the under 5.5. The Oilers, their offense is miserable. Their power play still isn't going. I think it's bottom third of the league, despite the high quality talent on those units, especially the first one. Naturally, it's not been going, and their offense isn't clicking. McDavid still hasn't scored a goal. That fucking bum. So yeah, hopefully we get some more Stu Skinner performances like he has been giving us over the past week or so. We'll see this under home, but Marillinen, if that guy plays in that, give me a break. Yeah, I think he's one of the worst goalies I've seen so far this year, but I expect it'll be Ullmark. Considering it's I don't know, all Canadian affair. That matters. But yeah, give me the Sens plus 114, 20 bucks, and the under 5.5 plus 14, just 15 bucks in that.
All right, going down to 7:00 again here. Got the Florida Panthers minus 155 at the Boston Bruins, plus 130. Over 5.5 is minus 120. Under 5.5 is plus 100 here. Joel, Boston coming home from 3 games on the road, but this is going to be the 3rd game in 4 nights. I'm not sure if that's not a Malinsky special, but after going in Colorado and Utah back-to-back, 1 night off, coming home, it's a tough spot.
It is a very tough spot, especially considering they're playing some tough teams. And now we're playing another tough team who, even if they're not playing as well on the ice, they're still dealing damage. And of course, we got the coming home spot for Brad Marchand and the Florida Panthers. Bruins are healthier, but they're not playing great hockey right now. Neither team are at this point, but I do trust the Panthers a little bit more at this point. But yeah, the line is still a little high, considering how did the last game go? They beat the the Panthers.
No, they're on a 4-game losing streak on the road.
They still haven't won. And they lost the Sabres.
Yeah, they got shut out by the Sabres. Scored 2 against the Flyers, 1 in Detroit, 1 in New Jersey, and then shut out in Buffalo. So
pretty rough.
Yeah, tough spot for both teams here.
Boston are maybe just 1 tier above those teams, but I don't know. It's pretty fluid at this point. But if I had to take a side with the Panthers, considering it's a terrible, terrible position for the Bruins to be in after coming back home from out west there. But that's what they were in those games. I mean, other against the Avalanche, I don't think the Bruins are as thoroughly outplayed as the scoreline suggests. Other than the Knights game, where they only lost by 1. But yeah, I don't have much more to say here. The under 5.5, I think maybe the Bruins defense still okay. Swayman playing better. Offense is dried up, and the Panthers move up very much the same. Offense isn't there. Bobrovsky is still playing good in net. So if I had to bet this game, just give me under 5.5, 15 bucks.
Yeah, I'm taking that same thing for 20 bucks there. Florida can't score. Four goals in 4 games on this road trip. Shutout in Buffalo by Alex Lyon, I think, was starting there. Flyers legend, of course. Boston also can't score besides that game in Vegas that was very wide open at 14 shots in Colorado. Just going to be a very low-scoring, boring, maybe a 2-2 correct score type of thing here, where both teams get a point in overtime. But yeah, Brad Marchand props, definitely going back to Boston. He's been, I think, elevated to their top line. But yeah, the under 5.5 plus 100 for 20 bucks. I'd take Boston as home dogs if I had to take this game, but probably not going to be taking that. I just wanted to answer Chop Kicks in the chat asking where the video is on today's games. We do not do daily podcasts, especially for tough to get a full podcast out for like a 5-game slate, but we got you covered here for Tuesday. All right, down to 8:00 here. Got the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 170 at the Dallas Stars minus 205. Stars on the puck line are plus 124. Under 6.5 is minus 125. Over 6.5 is plus 105 here. Dallas lost back-to-back games at home against Vancouver, at St. Louis. Columbus coming off a big home win over the Lightning there. Both of these teams, Columbus 2-3, Dallas 3-2. Dallas, started off hot, 5 goals in their first 3 games, only 4 goals in the past 2. Columbus, I really don't know what to make of them. They've played a bunch of tough teams like Lightning, Colorado, Devils there at Minnesota, Dallas, less so with Vancouver and St. Louis. So I guess if anything, I would take another dog here. Take the Blue Jackets. They've been staying in these games, only have one loss by more than one goal. Minus 148 is a bit too juicy on the plus 1.5 though. As for the total, Dallas has been an over team. Columbus has been an under team. I think we would see an under here, but this is just a big old pass game for me.
I'm with you with the Blue Jackets. They've been playing pretty well here. Haven't been getting the results that maybe they'd have deserved, but they're certainly in these games, and they've shown a lot of skill, especially on offense. Their goaltending, as mentioned, has been a lot better than years past with both Jack Greaves and Elvis Merzlikins. So yeah, I would bet the Blue Jackets here. Plus 170 dogs, Stars, like I mentioned the past couple shows now, they've been, we recall last year when the Canucks broke the Stars with that comeback win. Now they had another comeback win, and now the Stars lost 2 in a row, 3 in a row. So yeah, it's not looking pretty good for the Stars at this point in time. They'll fix things, but for now, maybe it's a good time to fade them. So give me the Blue Jackets plus 170, 15 bucks on that. And yeah, I think the Stars get going offensively at least, and we see some goals. So 15 bucks as well on the over 6.5.
Over 6.5 plus 5 there for 15 bucks. All right, down to we have Catfish Dilly asking in the chat how's Columbus been traveling so far. I hope they're traveling by plane. I don't think they're making them take buses to all these places around the country, Dilly. All right, down to 8 o'clock again. Got the Anaheim Ducks plus 105 at the Nashville Predators minus 125. Under 6.5 minus 135. Over 6.5 plus 114. Joel, back to you.
Well, it's not quite a Malinsky special, but the Predators were up north, out east for a long stretch of this early season. Now coming back home, playing the Ducks, who have been up and down, but they've shown that their offense is good at least. Certainly better than it has been in the past few years. With Cutter Gauthier especially coming to life. Mace McTavish is how he's going. Troy Terry's still far in the puck of the net. Who else is there? Leo Carlson, he's going.
Carlson, yeah. All the young guys are going.
Right. And yeah, so give me the Ducks plus 105. Predators, they're pretty miserable. Did they win that last game on the road? I remember they were playing the Jets. No, they lost
at Winnipeg. Yeah, they've lost 3 in a row now.
Yeah. So they're not looking great the whole time. So give me the Ducks. The total is a bit wonky. I know the Ducks have been playing better, more open offensively, but 6.5 is a lot to ask for a Predators team that they're looking pretty miserable. Every year they get worse offensively, seems like. Even though Saros looks like vintage Saros, they're wasting it with a tepid offense. So I won't touch the total, but give me 20 bucks on the Ducks plus 105.
Yep, taking that same thing there, plus 105 for 20 bucks. Yes, Catfish Dilly. One could say the Ducks have been a bit north and south this season, as they have 2-2-1 there. Last season Anaheim won all 3 meetings, 5-2, 2-1, and then 4-1 in Nashville. Nashville long road trip. Don't love how they're playing. Marchessault is out day to day with a lower body injury. Anaheim, good young rejuvenated team. Chris Kreider, playing well too there in Anaheim. So yeah, I'm all over them as dogs here at a plus 105. And yeah, this line might even go up with Nashville coming back home. For the total, Nashville's gone under 5 out of 6 games. I'm not betting that, but I would go to the under here. Probably just a 5.5, or just take the flat 6 rather than paying the big juice. Okay, we are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Available for a ton of sports. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code HGP. And of course, we got Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, at here, 8 o'clock again. Got the Los Angeles Kings plus 110. At the St. Louis Blues minus 130. Over 5.5 minus 115. Under 5.5 minus 105. I'll take this one because we have the Avs to close things out next. Kings have not looked good, especially without Anze Kopitar. 1-3-2 now. Did force the Canes to overtime, but got outshot 40-28. Lost to the Penguins before that. They're 1-1-1 on the road this season with the undeserved shootout win in Vegas, I would say, on the back-to-back there. St. Louis won 3 of their past 4. Only loss was that weird 8-3 game to the Blackhawks where Joel Hofer did not look good in net. So if anything here, I think I would go with the Blues at minus 130. Probably not laying any precious puck bucks on that one, though. I just can't quite trust the Blues yet. Minus 130 is a decent price, though. As for the total, I would look to the under, but LA has been allowed 4 or more in all but one game, so could get an over here. This is just another pass game with a look to the Blues.
Yeah, the Kings are pretty miserable, even when they did have Kopitar in the lineup, and they're not getting the goaltending that they've got the past few years. I don't think that Jim Hiller is long for this world, at least on the bench of the LA Kings. So yeah, they're a dead team walking, I would say. For that reason, I would take the Blues. The Blues, what? They lost that last game at home to the or did they win that one?
They beat Dallas on Saturday, right? Yeah, that was their last
game.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the Blues are they're a good team on paper, a team that were slightly higher on than market going into the season, and the Kings certainly much lower than market going into the season. So I guess I would take the Blues, but not too excited about this one. And yeah, you mentioned the total screams under, but the way the Kings are playing defensively right now, it's not favorable. So I'm with you, just not touching this game or watching it.
Yeah, no. Jimmy Snuggerud has 4 points for Calder. He's like 12-1. That's my the one. Also, Emmett Finney for the Red Wings. He's playing on the top line. He has 5 points there, tied with Schaefer and Boudiam. Can get him pretty long odds right now. All right, down to the final game on the docket. The only game after 8 p.m. is at 10 p.m. Got the Colorado Avalanche minus 142 at the Utah Mammoth plus 120. Under 6.5 minus 135. Over 6.5 plus 114. Joel, what do you have here for the Mile High rivalry?
Yeah, that's right. 2 teams that are flying high right now, considering the way that the started. Certainly for the map, not ideal, but they were playing better now, even without Sean Dursley in the lineup. They're not playing the toughest schedule. The Sharks and the Bruins on a back-to-back the last couple of games, but they're still getting the results they needed. And the Avalanche, on the other hand, they've still only lost that one game to the Stars, which was overtime shootout game, whatever it was. Other than that, they've just been bullying teams off the ice. So Avalanche are firing all cylinders, looking like the best team in hockey, along with maybe the Hurricanes. But yeah, they're playing a tough Utah team, but minus 142, I think, is still a bit generous. So I'll take the Avalanche here at that price, considering they have played a tougher schedule than the Mammoth have, and they're getting the same kind of results. And McKinnon is just flying like an absolute beast right now. He should be the favorite for the Hart, especially the way that McDavid has started the season. So Avalanche, now they got Wedgwood back in net, thanks to Ryan telling me about that instead of Nux, who still thought it was a Wedgwood.
No, Blackwood was activated, but he's still out. He hasn't played yet. He still does not have a return time. So He was loaned to the AHL to get like a steady practice time in. They recalled him, so I thought he may be starting, but no. Apparently, it's still Wedgwood, and why not? Wedgwood's looked great.
True. Yeah, at one point he had the best save percentage in the league. It's probably still very high up there. Yeah, I thought that whole thing was that Nux thought it was watching Wedgwood, but it was actually Blackwood.
Oh, he just saw wood on there. He was like, "Oh, it's,
yeah. But anyway, give me the Avalanche, and I think we should get some goals here, even with Wedgwood in net. And Vejmelka's actually been playing pretty damn good himself. So yeah, there's just too much firepower on the ice. Both teams play very offensive hockey. Two offensive-minded coaches. So give me the over 6.5 plus 114, $20 and the Avalanche money line, $30.
Yeah, that's the only bet I'm doing here, I think, is the Avalanche money line for $30 there, essentially to win 20. Yeah, Utah's been good. I'm thinking about, adopting Utah as my Western Conference team. I tried it with the Kraken. It just got a little bit too boring too quickly. But this Utah team, I like the logo. I could see myself getting the hat with their with that mammoth logo on there. They've been a fun team the last 3 games, but you said it. They played the Flames, the Sharks, and the Bruins. Other win is in Nashville in overtime. Losses in Chicago, in Colorado. Colorado's been beating similar level opponents. Beat Utah 2-1 already. Comfortable wins in all their wins. I mean, they only allowed 1 goal in all their wins and allowed 5 in a shootout to Dallas there. So that's why I'm not taking the over here. Would not also take the under, though, because these, as you said, both of these teams can score quite a bit. Both these teams actually have gone under in 5 of their first 6 games, which seems surprising given both sides. But yeah, just Colorado on the money line here, minus 142 for $30 bucks. Okay, that's the 10-game slate on Tuesday, October 21st. Blackwood is not traveling for Tuesday's game, so it will be Wedgwood in net there. Okay, let me get the puck buck sheet up here, and we can run through that real quick. I have the Penguins plus 100 for 10, Devils plus 102 for 10, Washington minus 1.5, minus 105 for 21, Sharks plus 180 for 10, Senators plus 114 for 20, Edmonton Senators over 5.5, minus 135 for 27, Panthers Bruins under 5.5 plus 120, Anaheim plus 105 for 20, and then Avalanche minus 142 for 30.
For myself, I have the more bets than I expected. But,
every show, you're like, oh, I got a big card here.
I started talking. I just started talking myself into bets that I haven't even made yet. All right, Devils plus 102. Devils Leafs under 5.5 plus 110. Sharks plus 180. Sharks Isles over 6.5 minus 102. Sens plus 114. Oil Sens under 5.5 plus 114. Panthers Bruins under 5.5 even money. Jackets plus 170. Jackets Stars over 6.5 plus 105. Ducks plus 105. Avalanche minus 142. And Avalanche Mammoth over 6.5 plus 114.
All right, that's the puck buck picks there. You can see them on the YouTube around the 43-minute mark. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Just click the button. If you're watching the video, give us a thumbs up as well. Those help the show grow. Help us. Maybe if we see more likes, subscribes, and 5-star rating and reviews, we'll do some shows for these smaller slates and mix in some futures and whatnot. Because I've been trying to glance at some team futures in the early goings to see if there's anything to grab. Maybe we can do an off day show this week or something, or throw it in on a smaller slate. Right. Anything else here before we close it out?
We'll read the review next show. I don't have any fucking energy.
I completely forgot. So that is perfectly fine. There, leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple. Maybe it'll show up by next show, and Joel will have to read 2. That would be quite the show for Joel. He's reading two 5-star reviews there. We will be back on Wednesday this week. Probably no Friday show this week. I will be on the road, but try to get maybe something out Thursday with futures and whatnot there. Subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Appreciate all of that. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You'll find me trying not to go back to sleep.
See ya.